Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about our next part of speech, which is pronouns. So everyone look at the passage at the top of your notes with me. Mary woke up Saturday morning and realized Mary had no milk. Mary got dressed. Mary walked to the store. Mary bought the milk. Mary made pancakes when Mary got home. Mary made too many pancakes, so Mary's neighbor, Caitlin, helped Mary finish the pancakes. Alright, what is wrong with this paragraph? Because it definitely sounds a little bit weird. Let's see. I have an idea. Maybe because we said Mary like a billion times. Okay? So, pronouns are useful words because they stand in for nouns. So they prevent us from having to say the same nouns over and over and over again. Okay? So for our first blank in here, let's write down pronouns take the place of a noun. All right, now the noun that we're replacing is called the antecedent, okay? So in this paragraph up here, our antecedent would have been Mary if we had replaced it and said, she a couple times instead of saying Mary over and over, okay? Now, let's look at Mary's story again, and we're going to circle our pronoun and draw an arrow to the antecedent, so the noun that we're replacing. Mary woke up Saturday morning and realized she had no milk. So my pronoun that I replaced my noun with is she. So instead of saying Mary woke up Saturday morning and realized Mary had no milk, I can just say she instead. Okay, so she is taking the place of Mary. It's stopping us from having to say Mary again. All right, let's do my next one. Mary got dressed and she walked to the store. Again, we have my pronoun she taking the place of Mary. And make sure you're making your paper look just like mine so far. All right, Mary made too many pancakes, so her neighbor Karen helped Mary finish them. So I see a couple pronouns this time. Her, okay, that goes back to Mary because it's Mary's neighbor. So instead of saying Mary's neighbor, I said her neighbor. And then I also see them, okay, which takes the place of pancakes. Instead of having to say pancakes twice, we could just say them the second time. Okay, so it's our basic pronouns. They take the place of a noun, so we don't have to repeat ourselves over and over and over. Okay, now let's talk a little bit more about pronouns and antecedents. Okay, because we can't just stick any random pronouns in. Okay, our pronouns need to agree, and I'll talk about what that means in a minute. But for right now, just fill in your blank. They need to agree. All right, so there are three ways pronouns and antecedents need to agree. They need to match. That's what I mean by agree. They need to match with each other. Okay, they should agree in number. So that means if I use a singular noun like Mary, right? There's only one Mary, she's singular, single. Then I need to use a singular pronoun she, right? I wouldn't call Mary them. There's just one Mary. Okay, so it needs to agree in number. Now, plural, on the other hand, Mary and Karen, we have two people, so I can call them they. Okay? Now, they should also agree in gender. So if I'm talking about a girl, I want to use words like she, her, and hers. If I'm talking about a guy, I want to use words like him, his, and he. And if it's talking about something that has no gender, like a pencil, or pen, which is the only one I have here, or a cup, okay, right? This isn't male or female, okay? I can say it, all right? So, right, I don't want to call a guy her, okay? I don't want to call a girl him, and I don't want to call my cup her or him. It's an it, okay? All right, now, pronouns should also reflect the correct person. And maybe you've heard of first, second, and third person before, but what that means is if it's first person, that means there's just one person. I'm talking about myself. If it's second person, that means there's a second person I'm talking to, okay? And if there's a third person, that means me and you are talking about someone else, okay? So first person, so if I'm talking about myself, I want to use words like I. Now, if I'm talking to you, there's a second person with me, I'm talking to you, I want to use words like you, all right? Third person, if me and you are talking about someone else, we'll use words like she and he, okay? So we want our pronouns to match, we want them to agree, okay, in number, gender, and person. All right, now let's look at some examples down here. So flip your paper over. And we want to choose the correct pronoun. So it needs to match, it needs to agree with the underlined antecedent. Okay? So number 1, the 4th of July was soon. It or they would be in just 4 days. So I want to pick a pronoun here that matches 4th of July. Okay? Now, it is singular, right? I use it to describe just one thing, whereas they is plural. So I'm going to choose it here, okay? Because the 4th of July is singular. It's just one day. It's not many days, just one day. Okay? Now, number 2, Maria was planning on hanging her or his flag. Now, Maria is a girl's name, so I want to use the pronoun her, not his. Okay? Now, it or they could be seen by everyone in the neighborhood. Now, I'm just talking about one flag. Okay? So I'm going to say it. Right? I'm not talking about lots of flags. I don't need to say they. Alright, Tom worked on his or their speech. Well, Tom is just one person, so I don't want to call him their. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm going to say his. Alright, Maria helped him or them. Same thing, Tom was just one guy, so I'm going to say him. Alright, now down below that, we have a list of all the pronouns so you can see this, okay? So we have our singular pronouns across the top row, all right? And then our plural pronouns below that. And they're organized by first, second, and third person. And then you can see in this third person one, they're also organized by gender. Okay, so they're divided up into male, female, or no gender. All right? So whenever you are wondering if something's a pronoun, if you can't remember, this is a good chart to come and look back at. All right? So, we're going to do some practice with this in class tomorrow. Make sure we can identify pronouns, pick the right antecedents, identify the antecedents, okay? So if you have any questions, we'll be working on those tomorrow. And have a good night. Do the rest of your homework.